Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. Spellbinders just released a new Simon Hurley collection called Simon Snow Globe. Simon Hurley's new Simon Snow Globe release is so fun. There are lots of different die sets. There's the base Simon Snow Globe set, plus several add-on sets that work with the original Snow Globe set. There are also a couple of embossing folders and a hot foil plate sentiment set. The first embossing folder is called Quilt. I love this beautiful design. And both of the embossing folders are 3D embossing folders, so they add that little extra dimension. The second embossing folder is called Sparkling Snow. This is perfect for Christmas or winter cards. Here's a look at Simon Snow Globe die set. It includes 17 dies. I really like that Spellbinders dies are pre-snipped. The set includes the pieces to create the snow globe. There are also a couple of houses, some lampposts, 3 different trees. We have Santa in his sleigh and 3 reindeer. There's a little hillside with 4 different houses. And this set also includes 4 sentiments: Merry Christmas, Merry and Bright, Jingle Bells, and Happy Holidays. And there's a sentiment banner piece that fits all 4 of the sentiments. The next set is my favorite. This is Nativity Scene. Now this is one of the add-on sets, so it doesn't include the main snow globe. There are 15 dies. There's a stable, 2 palm trees, the grass pieces for the roof of the stable, a star, Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus, and also the manger. There are 2 sentiments, O Holy Night and Silent Night. And it also includes the banner piece for the sentiment. There are 2 other add-on sets for the snow globe, Snowman Scene and Woodland Scene. They are both really cute, but I decided to get just the 2 sets. The final item from the release is called Wonderful Winter Sentiments. This is a hot foil plate and die set. There are 6 sentiments: Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, Let It Snow, Sending Warm Winter Wishes, Oh Holy Night, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And it includes the die to cut out all of the sentiments. And I love how it's designed to cut out all 6 sentiments at once. So you simply hot foil those sentiments, cut them out, and you have 6 sentiments ready to go. I have a few cards to share using the new release. For card number 1, I embossed some white pearlescent cardstock and added a fun gold watercolor splatter to the background. I used the Sparkling Snow embossing folder. I'll put glue on the back and adhere my card front onto a card base. All of my cards in this video are American Standard A2 size, 4 1/4 inches by 5.5 inches. I love the large size of the snow globe. It fits beautifully on an A2 size card, but you could also put it on a large card and add more detail. I cut out the base of the snow globe from some wood grain pattern paper. I'm adding the sentiment Merry Christmas, and I used some gold pearlescent cardstock for the sentiment. I'll put glue on the back and adhere the sentiment on the snow globe base. And for the globe portion of the snow globe, I used some blue, distressed looking pattern paper from Minte. It's something I've had on hand for years. I believe it's a retired collection. For the town piece with the hill, I used some blue cardstock, just making it a silhouette in the background. I also cut out a snowy hill, and I used some white glitter paper from Lawn Fawn. Glue the 2 pieces together, put glue on the back, and add my town with the snowy hill on the snow globe. I cut out 5 of the trees. I'll tuck one of them behind the snowy hill on the right side of the snow globe. Now I'll attach the base of the snow globe. I'll put a little bit of glue on the back of the base piece, attach the globe, then I'll flip it over and adhere it using some double-sided adhesive tape. Now I'll add the rest of the trees. I'm putting 2 on the left side in front of the village and 2 on the right side next to the other tree. I'll adhere all of those down using some glue. Since I am adhering them on glitter paper, it does take just a little bit longer for them to stay in place. But once the glue dries, they're not going anywhere. I'm overlapping the 3 trees on the right side, and I'll also overlap the 2 trees on the left side, putting the smaller tree in front. Once I have all of the trees adhered, I'll place an acrylic block on top for some added weight while the glue dries. I love using a variety of different specialty cardstock. I just have to remember to let the glue sit a little bit longer to make sure everything stays attached. Now I'll flip over the snow globe, remove the release paper from the double-sided adhesive tape, and I will be popping up the whole snow globe with some foam dimension. I'm using slightly thicker foam dimension on the base of the snow globe and some thin foam squares behind the globe portion. I'll make sure to get good coverage so there isn't one area that sags. I'm using some small foam squares. The pack also includes a sheet of larger foam squares, but I think I had used them up at this point, so I had to use the smaller squares. I'll remove the release paper and add my snow globe on my card. Next, I'll add Santa and 3 reindeer, and I did cut this piece out of some blue iridescent cardstock. I have foam dimension on the back. I'll remove the release paper and add Santa and the reindeer on the top of the snow globe. For a final finishing touch, I'm using a white gel pen, adding some highlights to the base of the snow globe and also some snowy areas on all of the trees. This was a really fun card to make. I love this snowflake embossing folder in the background. And you could use the snow globe dies year-round. Doesn't have to be just for Christmas or winter cards. Now moving on to card number 2, and I'll be using my favorite set from the new release, the Nativity scene dies. For the background of my card, I used the Quilt embossing folder, added a pretty white gold watercolor splatter. I used some pattern paper for the globe portion of the snow globe. This is from Brutus Monroe. It's the Watercolor Galaxy collection. I thought it would make a beautiful background for the nativity scene. I've already gone ahead and cut out all of the die cut pieces. I used some gold pearlescent cardstock for the base of the snow globe. I have some dark blue cardstock for the sentiment, "Oh Holy Night." I'll attach the sentiment on the base of the snow globe. Before adhering the base to the globe, I'll first lay out the stable. Want to make sure to get the placement correct. Put glue on the back of the stable and adhere it down. Now I'll put glue on the back of the base of the snow globe and adhere it in place. I'll flip it over, put some double-sided adhesive tape on the back side to secure it. The small roll of double-sided adhesive tape that I'm using is left over from one of Spellbinders card kits. I still have several on hand from using their card kits for, I think, almost 2 years. Now I'll start creating the grassy roof on the stable. I cut out several pieces from yellow cardstock. You can add as many pieces as you want, just depends on how full of a grassy roof that you want. I started off with 8 pieces. I'm first creating the base, then I'll layer more pieces on top to create a nice full grass roof. I know I keep calling it a grass roof, maybe it's more hay or straw. It could be dried grass. The first 8 pieces weren't enough, so I did cut out 4 more, just filling in some of those gap areas. And even after adding the 4 additional pieces, I still felt that there were some gap areas, so I cut out 2 more, and I'm adding them on the left side of the roof. Without the final 2 pieces, it really did look off balance. I have just one final piece I'll sneak in there on the top left area. Now I can add Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. Before adhering Mary and Joseph down, I'll assemble the manger with baby Jesus. There are several different pieces and some of them are super small. I use some brown cardstock for the manger, yellow cardstock for the hay that's in the manger. I use light blue cardstock for the swaddling cloth around baby Jesus. This skin tone cardstock I use for baby Jesus is almost the same color as the manger, so I'm adding a little extra brown ink on the manger. This is Distress Oxide Vintage Photo Ink Color. I'm trying to be really careful and not get any brown ink on the hay. The last piece I'll adhere down is the swaddling cloth. Now I'll put glue on the back of baby Jesus and adhere it on the center of the snow globe. Put Joseph on the right side and Mary on the left side. And Joseph will also be holding his shepherd's staff. I like the look of having Mary and Joseph as dark silhouettes and baby Jesus in color. After adhering Mary, now I'll put glue on the back of Joseph. Now I'll put glue on the back of the shepherd's staff and adhere it so it looks like Joseph is holding it while he's kneeling. This is a really narrow piece, so be careful if you're using liquid adhesive. The final piece I'll add is the star above baby Jesus, and I cut the star out of gold iridescent cardstock. I'll also pop it up with some foam dimension, and I will need to cut a very small piece to fit behind the star. Now I'll flip over the snow globe, remove the release paper from the double-sided adhesive tape, and I'll add some foam dimension on the back side. Just to save time on the video, I've already added the foam dimension and removed the release paper. Now I'll add my snow globe on the center of my card. With all the beautiful detail, I didn't think the card needed anything else. I love how this card turned out. The new Nativity scene die set is my favorite. For card number 3, I've already gone ahead and hot foiled and cut out lots of sentiments. I couldn't decide on one foil color, so I used 3 different colors from the metallic variety pack. With the Glimmer machine already hot and ready, it was just as easy to use 3 different colors and cut them out as one. And now I have lots of sentiments ready to go for other Christmas cards. For the background of my card, I use more pattern paper from the Watercolor Galaxy collection, and I embossed it using the Quilt 3D embossing folder. Using Spellbinders Notch Corner Frame die set, I cut out this large frame from some white pearlescent cardstock, and I'll adhere it to my card using some glue. For this card, I'm using the same Nativity scene die set, but I'm not creating a snow globe. I've already assembled the stable. I'll also be using the palm tree dies. I cut them out twice, one from green cardstock and another from brown cardstock. I'm using my scissors to trim off the leafy portion of the palm tree and gluing the 2 pieces together. I'll first add the stable, put glue on the back and adhere it on the center of the label die cut. I'll pop up just the leafy portion of the palm trees with some foam dimension, put glue on the bottom trunk area. I'll add the taller palm tree on the right side, the shorter palm tree on the left side, having them lean slightly away from the stable. I've already assembled the manger and baby Jesus. I'll put glue on the back and adhere them underneath the stable. Then I'll put Joseph on the right side, Mary on the left side. And this time I cut them out of a light tan cardstock color. I used a darker brown cardstock for the shepherd's staff. I love the look of the nativity scene inside the snow globe, but I love that you can still use the dies on cards without having the snow globe. It's always nice to have some variety. You could even skip the stable and just use Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus. Although the stable is really fun, I love all the etched detail. I use the same gold iridescent cardstock for the star, and I'll put a small piece of foam dimension on the back, remove the release paper, and put the star above baby Jesus. Next, I'll add one of the hot foiled sentiments. I'll be using Oh Holy Night, just trying to decide which glimmer foil color I want to use. I used pewter, gold, and silver, and I decided to go with the pewter color. I'll put some foam dimension on the back to pop up the sentiment, and I did hot foil on the same white pearlescent cardstock so it has that lovely shimmer look. I'll remove the release paper and add my sentiment on the top of the label die cut. So there is my finished card, and I love how this one turned out. The wonderful winter sentiment set has a great variety of sentiments that you can use for Christmas or winter cards. Now here's another look at the 3 cards I made using Simon Hurley's brand new Simon Snow Globe release. This is a really fun release, perfect for Christmas or winter cards. If you are interested in any of the products I used in this video, I do have links provided in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.